On this Turnbuckle Tabloid live stream or Turnbuckle Tabloid podcast episode do not reflect the views, thoughts, or opinions of the Rageworks brand, including the Rageworks podcast network, Rageworks content partners, advertisers, and affiliates. Viewer and listener discretion is advised.
This podcast is hosted by World Tag Team Champions in a promotion that has no wrestlers at all. You're listening to Turnbuckle Tabloid.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
New aesthetic, not a new me, because I'm the same fucking asshole that I'm always going to be. As ridiculous as I should be. Hi, everybody. It's been a minute. Trying to space out the shows, trying to get a more of a scheduled kind of process here with Turnbuckle Tabloid. Past couple of months has been all over the place sporadically due to like booking of guests, certain events, work. I mean, brother got to really get a job, like, because, you know, podcasting doesn't really pay the bills. But, yeah. So I'm going to get a more streamlined schedule for the show. You get one episode during the weekend, which will basically be your typical wrestling rundown around the square circle show, you know, our regular ones. And then the second episode is usually the thoughts, full opinions of what's going on, and as well as conversations and interviews that we have. And speaking of conversations, this week we got our boy Whole Milk Mike sitting in with us. Happy New Year, Mike.
Happy New Year.
Oh, did you enjoy your New Year?
It was good.
Did you have a little sippy poo of something?
Not really. I was a good boy this year.
Shit.
Last year.
I wasn't. I actually got fancy. One of my friends came over. One of my boys. Shout out to my boy Uncle Fred. Came by. He popped open a bottle of Moet. I was like, "Oh shit, we fancy up in this bitch." Oh shit! And then he fell asleep. So
here,
yeah, he was sitting right where you're sitting at. I fell asleep right on the chair, right there. Shout out to Uncle Fred. That's his usual when he comes to chill with me. We just sit back, listen to music, and he just. Right after the ball drop, maybe about a half hour after. Oh Jesus! Yeah, I can't bust his balls. So he and I work together, so we have like the same kind of schedule. So whenever you could catch a quick nap, that's when you go. Celebrating 400 episodes, people. In the books. So do you get paid to podcast?
Nope.
Not a dime.
No sponsors, no money.
Nope. No sponsors, no advertisers, no shit. You got to understand that there's tricks to the trade to make you look like you're doing something when you're really not. There's, that fake it till you make it mentality that you have. And I know a certain tricks to get around that. You can either, sound like you got something going on. Mm-hmm. Or you can pay like if you got something on, which whatever works for you, pal. Like if that's what you guys do for your podcast, that's great. And I always tell people, if you think you can get into podcasting just to make money, got nothing coming, kid. Got nothing coming. You have to really like give up your life to do that because it's consistency. You have to be original. You have to, You
have to be on top of it
constantly. If you could have a subject matter that's different than others, it works. But if you're in the same genre, you have to make sure that you
need to stand out.
Yeah, be creative, have some kind of different agenda and degree of creativity and sharing that other people don't have. I've always believed for the 400 plus episodes that we've done here that I've been consistent with just being true to what I am. If I like something, I like. If I don't, I don't. If I'm having a discussion with you or M2 Inc. or JV Lewis from St. Louis or anybody who sits in and we have a difference of opinion, you just have a difference of opinion. That's just what it is. That's what the show's about. I've always kept it consistent to say that this show will not kowtow and bend the knee to anybody.
Bow down to the...
Bow down! Bow to your master. Who's the master?
You.
Turnbuckle Tabloid. So,
Is this where I start bending and begging to be on the show permanently?
Yeah. This is the point. This is where you start doing it.
401 can whole milk be number 2?
We're gonna I gotta go find my Hall of Fame ring so you could kiss the ring so you could be on consistently.
I was about to ask, we about to do the Hulk Hogan Abyss thing.
Yeah, no. With me, when it comes to the show, honestly, I enjoy when you come in, when M2 Inc. comes in, when anybody flies in with opinions and stuff like that. I admire that, but I also don't want to hold anybody to any commitments, because sometimes I just by fly tonight, I just get put on the mic and I just go on. And if you coming in and doing what it is, you're still a staple of the show. People recognize you from the show. You're getting people to book you because they know you from Turnbuckle Tabloid. So it doesn't have to be a consistent.
Henry.
Huh? Yeah. Henry. Shout out to our boy Henry. I forgot to give him love the other day too, man. Our boy Henry from
Hope everything's
Choke
okay.
Slam, man. We got a meeting with him soon to discuss some topics on his podcast.
A lot of shit.
Yeah, so we'll be checking in with him as well. And like I said, I don't want to hold people down to commitments. The only person that should be committed to the show is me, because I'm the one who has to come in and have deadlines for when shows have to be on and stuff like that. So.
And I'm always around, so I'm willing to do it. I'm nothing else better in my life.
No, I know, but still, it's one of those things that also, the freedom of just going on, and like I said, I've had co-hosts already. I've had a few co-hosts already, and it's not a slight against you. It's just the fact that shit just happens, and I get that. At the end of the day, like I've been saying for the longest, this train will keep moving until I reach my end of the track. So at 400, we just broke Rageworks, their record, My Take Radio's record of 400. We just broke their record now with this episode. And like I said, with the new,
Beautiful.
Trying to put a new shine on the show, change up a couple of things here and there, trying to streamline it a little bit more, not to be too wordy like I am right now. But
we hope you like it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna see what we can do, shake up some things. Home will be coming through and pitching ideas for what we could do.
Hopefully we get back to Nitro watch-alongs.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that soon. I finally fixed my Wi-Fi, so everything's up and running.
Coming
on the computer.
soon.
Coming. So back to the Nitros. But other than that, as always, welcome everybody to another episode of Turnbuckle Tabloid. I'm your host, Jay the Red Santy, here with my guy, Whole Milk Mike. Say what up, Mike.
What up?
Make sure you guys check us out on all social media outlets. Check us out on the Facebook, on the Instagram, at Twitter, TikTok. All that is connected to Turnbuckle Tabloid. Turnbuckle Tabloid on Facebook, the like and group page. Instagram at Turnbuckle Tab, on Twitter at
Turnbuckle Tab.
And as always, on the TikToks and the YouTube. More stuff is going to be going down on the video aspect as well. I'm working more on doing that. I at least want to drop one video a week on the YouTube and the Twitches for now. I might not go live so much on YouTube. Facebook, I'm definitely going to go back live too. That's where we got our bread and butter cut at.
That's where our audience really shines.
Mike has been holding us down on the social medias. He's been doing well on the Twitters. Shout out to everybody who voted and was part of our nominees for the Tabbies this year. Mike and I will be going through that, and if not next week, the following week, we'll have the presentation of the Tabby Awards.
I will say if anybody got confused over how the voting worked, I did too. Maybe next year we'll try because my OCD really kicked in every time I message you. I was like, let's try and fix this or do something. But
yeah.
In the end, it is what it is.
I pretty much just wanted at least to give the listening audience and the followers of the show. Sorry, I hate using that word, followers. People who I guess follow us on social media. I guess I don't like followers of the show. I like listeners. I like to say that. In any case, supporters. There you go. I like that because my mother always told me never to follow, always be a leader. So,
mother wise.
Thank you, Mama. So with that, I wanted to have to where we at least had 8 nominees per category, and within that 8. The listeners would vote for
Break
4.
It down
Vote for 4.
Correct. The
top 4, and then we will choose the winner from those top 4s from each category.
Yes.
So that's where we'll. It's pretty cut and dry. I've been doing it for. I think this year I did it a little. I was a little bit more elaborate for it because there was so much happening in wrestling this year. So we had to open up the nominations a little bit more. But at least it's not the Meltzer PWI fucking voting. No, at least we at least gave the opportunity for the listeners to be involved in it. Well, which we do every year, but this year we just opened the floor a little bit more. There was so much going on. But also be sure if you whatever podcasting outlets you're listening to us now, please make sure you subscribe, share, and be a part of the vibe. Let everybody know where you can get Turnbuckle Tabloid, the realest wrestling podcast you can get, and that's Breaking Kayfabe by saying that. Make sure you check us out on all those podcasting outlets. Also, be sure you check us out on RageWorksNetwork.com. That's where the family's at for all things connected to the RageWorks umbrella. Black is the New Black, Toys and Techs, Trek Untold, much, much more, guys. So make sure you follow us and be a part of RageWorksNetwork.com and as well as RageWorks.net, where all things under the umbrella of toys, video games, you hobbyists, your collectibles, everything's there for you guys. Video games, comic books, movies, TV shows, articles are up there, reviews, previews, everything connected to the world of pop culture. It's there at RageWorks.net. RageWorks.net, everybody. We do it for the culture, baby. Pop culture, that is. So, leading up to what we're going to have coming up soon, Wrestling Rundown, there's much stories. I held off.
Very stacked.
Got a lot of stuff. We have a lot of stuff.
What was the last time you recorded an episode? 2 weeks?
399 was about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, almost.
So we're pretty much going to catch up.
Yeah, we're going to play a lot of catch up. We're going to be going on Facebook Live. So if you guys are listening to this now, this episode will be out most likely
over the weekend,
the next day, over the weekend, tomorrow and such, depending on where we at. Right now, it's we're on a Saturday, so most likely be out Saturday night, Sunday morning, depending on how the boss is doing.
The second week of the new year, you'll be listening to a episode.
Shout out to the boss, Rich, who's been so supportive. Listen to his conversation with me on episode 400. Pardon me for my inebriation. I did like 3 podcasts that day, and I was fucking spent, bro. It was like
I need to hear this off mic.
Oh my God.
Explain this.
By the time I sat down with Rich to talk, I was already like on my 3rd 6-pack.
Yeah, oh my God.
But the great thing about Rich is that you drop him a question and he'll go. He'll carry the whole conversation, which is
put
great.
Your headphones down.
Not even put the headphones on because I love everything that he says. I'm always intrigued, but he's one of those guys.
I'm saying like you could just be like, okay, go.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I don't have to interject. I don't have to lead into another question with him because he answers everything that you want in full detail. So that's what's great about having him on. And I'm sorry if I did sound like I was a little bit tips, but I still got to carry strong, brother. Got to carry strong.
It's probably people think it sounds normal at this point.
Yeah, pretty much. I had a coworker ask me about that. He says, "Yo, I got to hear your podcast. I got to hear from start to finish to hear when you start your drinking and how it goes during it." I said, "I'm actually pretty good."
Think you could tell immediately like how you start an episode and how like by the time the episode ends, it'd be like, okay,
all right, I gotta
he's
go.
Definitely gone.
I'm tired. It's not even that. It's not even that I'm drunk. It's that I'm tired.
No, yeah.
It's fatigue. There was times when
Jay's gone to the bathroom 3 times already.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And he's looking at this rundown, like, okay,
I'm looking at my watch to see how much is gone and shit, how much is going past.
What else do I have to say?
I laugh because there's been times when Oski was sitting here and like I said, it's not drunk, it's just tired because like I said, the schedule that I have and
You've done something. I can tell you when I would do like wrestling rundown with you and like mention something. I just look at you, be like thoughts. You be like, yeah.
Yeah, because I just...
What'd you say?
Because you fog out sometimes.
Yeah.
Listen, with the schedule I got working over, working overnights, your sleep schedule is all over the place. You take care of your nephew. I got my own daughter, my own, I have a mother that I got to take care of.
Try to take a nap.
Listen, there's times that I will come in and I want to sleep a solid at least 6 hours, and then I'll wake up 2.5 hours.
You get at least 1 or 2 hours.
I wake up 2.5 later, and I'm like, fuck! And it's a pain in the dick.
You look at the watch and you're like, fuck.
Sometimes it's just
I guess you're doing different this year. We're doing Powerades.
Yeah, you know why? Because first of all, I'm trying to minimize
I like the fruit punch one, but you go on.
I'm trying to minimize.
Why are you doing a Powerade?
So I'm trying to minimize certain things. Hey, new year, new me. No.
Oh no.
No. I noticed even before the new year, I noticed that I started losing a little weight. I don't know if you noticed it. I've been losing a little weight here and there.
I've been gaining it.
Huh?
You lose, I gain.
You're losing. You're eating it.
You're giving it to me.
Yeah. So
spiritually.
So I noticed, like slowly but surely, I've been losing a little bit more and more. Mm-hmm. So I said, well, let's change up a couple of things. Sure. Now, one thing I want to do is I want to pull away from the beer. Although I was drinking light beers, I want to pull away from the beer. Mm-hmm. So what I've been now doing is I wasn't a real big soda drinker. If you like consider ginger ale a soda, I get that. Mm. But other than that, I haven't really had like Coke or Pepsi or anything like that.
That's my thing. I can't kick. I have to have a soda.
Yeah, I've been sliding away from that. And then when I'm at work, I drink water a lot. I drink a lot of water. So yeah. So this time around, I said I can't drink since I'm moving away from beer. I said, you know what? Let me go back to my light liquors, my clears, my whites. So I'm drinking vodka. Going back to my vodka shit.
Oh, and yeah, I remember those.
My vodka days. How I miss you so. So I'm back, right? And I can't drink acidic beverages. Like I can't drink orange juice because I get acid reflux.
Oh shit.
So if I'm drinking screwdrivers the whole night, in the middle of the night, I'm gonna fucking jump up from my sleep because the acid is building while I'm sleeping, and it almost feels like it's coming out my nose. Right. And I've heard motherfuckers die from that shit. I was like, I don't want to be that motherfucker that dies from fucking vomiting in his sleep. I'm not Elvis or some shit. So I
What are you talking about? He's alive.
I can't help
peanut butter and banana sandwiches.
All in love with you. Thank you, everybody. So
your singing scares me and impresses me at the same time.
Okay,
stop.
So I decided. So what I did was I said, let me try the sports drinks.
Yeah.
Supposedly they're lighter in sugars and shit like that. So I said, let me try it. So what I'm doing, I during New Year's, I drank, as well as the Moet, I drank vodka and Powerade. And I was like, it's not bad.
You ever had Powerade before?
I had Gatorade. Mm-hmm. Never had Powerade. I was like, okay. Mm-hmm. And plus, Dollar General had a deal. Dollar General, the place I'm at every day. So I was like, I should do a commercial for them. Any case,
they should do one for you.
So I drank. I was drinking this with vodka, and it was fine. And I found that during the day I was moving away from the ginger ale and grabbing the Powerades because I bought a few of them, right. And I was drinking more of the Powerades. And I was like, okay. But then I had to do some research and let me check out if this shit is fucking good for me.
Yeah.
And as always,
double check.
Yeah, and as always, you got the two opposite side. Powerade is good for you because it has electrolytes, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. Powerade is bad for you because it has all these sugars and all this. I said, you know what? Eggs are gonna fucking kill me. Either you eat it or the price that you're paying for them. You're gonna fucking die from either way anyway. So
if you like it, just drink it.
So, but so far it's been good. So I've
the orange flavor.
Gotta go with the as the Spanish say, the naranjas. So I'm drinking the orange flavor. So let's see how this goes for me. I don't know. I'm trying to get it.
You're about to do it like on air, just like on the mic, just so people can hear you drink it.
No, that's okay. Powerade with vodka, delish. So, My target weight is probably to get down to 225. I'm at 261.
Okay.
And at this time last year, I remember because I was at the doctor's office, I was at 274.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been slowly but surely getting down little by little. It doesn't really look it until I turn sideways so you can see my belly.
Oh, yeah.
But, so we're working on that. But other than that, wrestling rundown and around the square circle coming up to guys. What's a sneak peek that you have over there besides the obvious that's in the building?
Which one? There's a lot that happened.
Well, the big obvious is, of course, the old man had to fucking wrangle his way back into the building.
The Egomaniac's back. We're going to talk about Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about a lot of stuff.
Much on the table, guys. So bear with us. I'm trying to streamline the show, but this will be after this one because there's so much on the table that we have to talk about, and I hope you guys partake in it. So don't go anywhere. Stick around, guys. Much to talk about. Talk to you guys in a second. So, I'm a collectible. If you guys have watched my live streams, you see all the paraphernalia I have. All wrestling affiliated stuff. You see my pops, my Funko Pops. I have my figurines and such. And I also have tons of other shit around the house. You collect, right? You collect?
Not really.
Not really?
Not really. Not much.
Wow.
Not big into it.
You missed the boat.
Okay.
But I know a place where you can find out about stuff if you want to start.
Where?
Toys and Techs. Rageworks and the family have a podcast for all collectibles. You guys love the toys? We got it. You love electronics? We got it. Want to talk video games? We got it. Toys and Techs, ladies and gentlemen, with our guy, the boss himself, Rich, discusses the new and innovative stuff that's happening in technology, all the stuff that's available for our rabid collectors. For me, let me know what's going to be the updates on the new Funkos that are coming out. Let me know where I could get my grasp on the new and exciting figurines, like the big statues of like Venom, because when I move, that's what I want. I want statues in my place. I want to have these marquee wrestling figures that are coming out. I see some stuff that's happening with the AEW lines and the WWE lines. I want to know what's happening down the way. Rich will provide that for you at Toys and Techs. The podcast available for the masses at RageWorksNetwork.com. That's where you can get all your info, your info and your updated statuses on what's upcoming, what's happening, and what's on the spectrum for technology and all things connected to the geekdom. So that's where you should go. You gonna check it out?
Most definitely now.
You should. I would. So check out the family at RageWorksNetwork.com, RageWorksNetwork.com with Toys and Techs. Listen, if I were you, I would do it because Rich will come to your house and present you with a lot of ideas because he's crazy like that. He'll do it. He'll show you what he has in store. It's better that you download, stream, and subscribe to Toys and Techs at RageWorks.net.
It's Wrestling Rundown with Jay Santy.
Live from New York, it's Turnbuckle Tabloid.
New look here on Turnbuckle Tabloid, here on StreamYard, and giving y'all all the love that you deserve for the new year. Hi, Whole Milk.
Hi.
Man. Is this me or is this me? It's my headphones that's doing this. Guys. Returning back to Facebook Live. Crazy. Look at you. Jit, thank you for checking the audio. All right, now turn that off. Turn that off. So, oh, it's me. Oh, that's me. Shut up, you.
It's been you.
I know it's always been me. So, trying to do something new this year, trying to get a different look, trying to get more of the podcast out to you guys. And not only that, wanted to celebrate the 400th episode with Turnbuckle Tabloid with you guys. It's such an accomplishment. I want to thank all you guys who've been a part of the show and the years, the episodes, the grinding, and all things that we've been doing here. I want to thank everybody who's been partaking and being a part of what happens here. Thank you guys for your support and your listening and your sharing and being a part of Rageworks Network and all that's tied to it. Thank you for my guy Homework, who's sitting in with me today again. And right now we're doing a wrestling rundown, which is the news part of this show. And I'm always the Norm MacDonald of this segment. And this is your weekend updates wrestling rundown. So
for anybody, we want to preface for anybody that's watching live on Facebook right now that this is going to be very jam packed.
Oh, this is way over the top. Way over the top. This is going to be ridiculous. So
we're going to be covering everything that's been going on past probably 2 weeks at this point.
Something like that. So kicking off this week's wrestling rundown, we are basically discussing what happened to Riddle. What's going on with Riddle? There's been some.
Last I heard, he went to rehab.
Yeah, and I laugh because who didn't see this? Who didn't see this coming?
Man,
what do you got?
Honestly, with the whole situation, it's very weird and very heartbreaking for somebody that was a fan of Matt Riddle, because this guy, even back from the Indies, had star potential written all over him. But it seems to be he's been dealing with a lot of personal issues more than the weed, allegedly. And now there was a bunch of this dude gets around with the ladies.
Oh,
where two, I can't name them.
I'm not hating though.
I don't want to name them. I don't have their names in front of me. But one allegedly said that he was cheating on her with another porn star, and like, he was allegedly doing something he wasn't supposed to do in her apartment.
Cooking?
No. Whoa.
Is that what it was? Cooking?
With his nose?
Oh. I saw what you did there. Listen, at the end of the day, my guy.
And the latest update now is that he's promoted for an upcoming house show later this month.
Shout out to my boy Rob. What's good, baby?
What's up?
So do you think the 30 days is enough for him?
I think, from whose standpoint, him or the company's?
Both, actually.
If he's well enough to come back and work, fine. But at this, I wouldn't be surprised if this is an ongoing situation and he is released.
I'm not a fan of just 30 days. 30 days, I don't believe works for many people. Honestly,
what about the Orton rule,
which is
you work a strike off, where you don't get a strike.
But times okay. The Orton thing is different because with Orton,
he was made star. He was main eventer.
But also that in that day and age, it was
they were protecting him.
No, marijuana was the big strike. This day and age,
it's accepted.
Exists, especially now that culturally and politically, it's accepted.
A lot of the wrestlers are having their own line of nicotine.
Right. But now you done found out that he's doing more than that shit.
Yeah, the hardcore shit, allegedly.
Right. So it's not just the regulars. Guys, if you want to call in, the number is 315-371-4367. And number is 315-371-4367. So for me, I'm hoping there's some kind of resolution to the case because early on, I wasn't a big fan of him because I didn't get it. Mm-hmm. And it took a lot of
from his
people.
NXT days?
Yeah. And even before then, for him to, in his indie days, I was like, I didn't get it. But I saw that he was able to, conform to the WWE ways, and he was their modern day RVD. Mm-hmm. So
Vince loved him.
I didn't see anything wrong with that. I thought that was fine.
I'll honestly say after the Seth Rollins match, he's been fucking annoying on TV.
Really?
Hit my bong, bro.
Yes. I'm wondering who did that. I want to know who did that.
You put anybody with Elias, it's the kiss of death.
Look at our boy Isaac. Hi, Isaac.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that whole hit my bong go, man. It's reaching. It's reaching.
Very reaching.
Yeah, it's reaching. But
it's slapping in the face.
Hopefully that we can see some kind of progression with him, and hopefully that
he's in a better place.
And when he comes back, we can see him in. I don't need him in any title runs or anything like that. Let's just have fun with him.
Eventually, he'll get a title.
Yeah, of course. Oh my goodness gracious! How can we deal with the fact that WWE
the anticipation's killing me.
Is waiting for Del Rio to come to what?
Sorry, what?
No. That's not right. It is right. Alberto Del Rio, El Jefe, El Macho, whatever the fuck he's calling himself these days.
El Idiot.
Is basically saying that he's gotten calls from WWE.
From
and,
that big nose motherfucker.
That what?
His words.
But apparently, that's not true. It's not true.
I would love to know which WWE exec he's talking to.
Apparently that, yeah, that's the case. That
I might be in the Rumble. No, you won't.
He spoke to somebody, and WWE has sat there and denied the fact that no, we've not spoken to him. We have not.
We have not reached out to Mr.
No, there's nothing. No. I think we have a lot of Latinos in there. That's enough in there. I think Legado de Fantasma is covering that.
We have Los Lotharios.
Hey Ben, my man from England. What's going on, Ben? Yeah, I don't see that happening. Guys, if you want to call in, like I said, 315-371-4367. That's 315-371-4367. I don't see WWE calling. I don't get it.
Especially Triple H.
Why would this happen?
No, never.
The sad part is that he's a talented dude, honestly. Really?
He has his moments. Let's be honest. He has his fucking moments. I'm struggling to think of a great Alberto Del Rio match, honest to God, but
I'm more in line to say that maybe
what?
Maybe we can get
can he have the rematch with one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that kicked his ass?
Or maybe we can get
which is a true story.
We could get what's his Andrade. Andrade would definitely cover that spot.
He's a better Del Rio.
Yeah, exactly. I think, except that the only thing is that
Del Rio speaks English.
Well, clearly, but
better English than Andrade does.
Yeah.
Somebody proves me wrong.
We'll work on it. Are we looking to see a return for certain individuals in a WWE product? Mm-hmm. Chelsea Green has acknowledged the fact that she's taken down her OnlyFans.
Mm-hmm. After her deal with Impact Wrestling was completed.
Really?
I hear Toxic Attraction has an opening spot.
Really?
And the Royal Rumble is around the corner.
Really?
Next.
What's I mean? Honestly? No, but before we go to the next, I say...
Yeah, honestly, Chelsea Green is talented, but she is, let's be honest, has been injury prone the last few years.
Right.
She seems to have a fucking injury almost every other week, which is a sad thing to say, but she is talented.
Well, the one thing that I can say is that you bring in Chelsea, but does that help to bring in...
Do you get the other one?
Do you get the other one? Do we bring in...
Matt Cardona.
Is he a good look for the company now?
For WWE?
Yeah.
Probably. Most definitely. If he... okay, so if he's Matt Cardona or Zack Ryder.
Yeah, that's true. I
love him on the indies, though.
Right.
But it's just... I could see him going back. The thing is, like, it's like another thing with the Miz. Like, Miz needs his wife. Matt Cardona could come back with his wife.
Who's come back without their gimmick in WWE?
That has worked.
Yeah. Who's come back that's not in comparison? That's who left as their gimmick and then come back as their shoot or whatever they want to work with.
Shit. I guess Cody.
But Cody's Cody. Cody's always Rhodey. Cody's
Rhodey.
Cody's always Cody.
Well, remember Cody left us when he was Stardust. He came back as himself.
I mean, it's different when it comes to
that type of shit. I know. I don't know.
Hey, you gotta look at it. What's Ben talking about on the comment section? Hey, he's no, it's not Cody. Like I said, it's not Cody.
Del Rio was good in Lucha Underground and the About as Alberto Del Rio, he had some brutal matches. As long as Chelsea Green remains on Instagram, I don't mind what she does. I think Cardona incredible since he left WWE reinvents himself.
Right. To me, it's just. Yeah,
it's hard to think of.
I would like to see them both back, but I'm okay with the fact that he comes back with, the Zack Ryder one because the fans will recognize that.
Right.
But Matt Cardona is legit.
Luke Gallows. Ben said Luke Gallows.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, but before he was fired like the first time, he was Luke Gallows.
He didn't have any other thing going on. So.
He was fucking fake Kane and Festus.
Yeah,
those are his only two gimmicks.
Yeah, it's kind of
other than his big bald boring ass.
Yeah, I think that's kind of different.
Yeah.
Miro is upset. Are you hearing this?
Is he really upset, or is just his wife is?
Well,
because I like to comment on this because you meant allegedly the plan was for Miro to come back at Full Gear and put someone over,
right?
And he did not, and he said no.
Well, the conversation is the fact that
Rusev said no to the idea that was pitched to him.
Well, the conversation is that
let's also remember this was reported by Dave Meltzer
that WWE veterans are not okay with putting AEW people over.
Some of them,
right? So I don't know. I'm on a fence. I'm on a fence with this.
I mean, think about it. What was Miro's spot? Brian Cage's spot? He would lose to Ricky Starks,
right?
Is that when Miro turned down? In theory,
right.
I mean, there was nothing else on the Full Gear thing that fits what Miro could have done,
right? I'm
just more annoyed with his wife because CJ Perry goes, "Oh, WWE is so great. The fans can't wait till Rusev Day returns." It's like, your husband re-signs with the company back in March. He's staying there for a while.
All she's doing is really pretty much covering her fucking ass.
Meanwhile, she's supposed to support,
and I'm not mad at that.
Meanwhile, she's promoting her show Surreal Life.
Right.
I mean, shit. If you want to go back
Are
to
they
WWE,
using?
go.
But are they using Miro properly here?
No, they don't know what to fucking do with him, and he doesn't know what to do with them. Meanwhile, Rusev, Miro, whatever you want to fucking call him, is like, oh, I love Tony Khan. Tony Khan lets me do what I do. Apparently not. Where are you? Are you hurt? Are you sick?
Exactly.
What is your deal?
Miro, I actually like you, and I want to see more from you, but let's just see. Impact is now using Santino Marella as
They're trying to trademark that bullshit.
no, they did get it.
Oh,
they got it. Yeah, they got it.
They're
So
gonna be putting up fighter for that.
yeah, they got
Shocking.
it. I like him though. I've always liked him. I've always liked Santino.
Talk to Jim Cornette.
About what? That's their personal heat. But as for
I think it's weird. Not weird. I mean, it's interesting considering that his daughter is in NXT right now.
Right.
To make a name for herself.
well, the family got to make money. What's wrong with that?
What the fuck's he gonna do with Impact?
Um,
Like Joe Hendry?
yeah,
Go against Moose?
that's not a bad look though. What you just said.
Great. I mean, let's be real. What was his main gimmick? A sock. A cobra.
I think that might be a
Are we getting
possibility.
Are we getting Santino Marella authority figure?
No, not yet. I don't see him
What
as
kind
that
of
kind
version
of
are we getting? Are we getting?
Yeah, I don't see.
Are we getting the fake Italian? Or are we getting a real Santino Marella version?
Yeah, I don't see him as that kind of guy. But I don't know. I mean,
Bully Ray's about to win their world title again, so fuck off, Impact. Let's be real here.
Shit.
A lot. Which one have you got now?
It's just, I'm
This is what happens when you take a break.
Tony Khan
Uh-oh.
and SAT.
Did he win Booker of the Year?
That happens later on. But Tony Khan and SAT. You know
this horse shit.
Do you know who SAT is?
Spanish announce team. The Maximo Brothers.
Well, let's tell people what that
Amazing Reds friends.
Let's tell people who they are.
You have a better, you know them better.
Well,
history-wise, you know them better.
But you're mad about this.
I'm mad because of the fucking marks. They're getting mad over a jobber gimmick that's SAP, not SAT.
Well,
so the problem was they had Angelico, Luther, and Serpentico win a fucking match on Dark Elevation, one of those stupid shows, in front of the Universal Orlando crowd.
Right.
And then Tony Schiavone came in the ring and officially announced him as the Spanish announced project.
Right.
Or something similar to Spanish announced
program
team.
Or whatever.
No, it was project.
Okay.
It was because they're the Chaos Project.
Right.
But now Serpentico's with them and now they're a trio.
Right.
And the crowd allegedly was chanting SAP, or SAT if one of the guys believes it. But immediately they went to Facebook and Twitter, started making videos, cutting promos on them. One of them is threatening to sue for trademark. Like, this is the most insane bullshit I've ever heard.
I thought this was probably the most hilarious
two guys getting worked over
story
something stupid
for this week. And I genuinely said, I genuinely said that I knew this was going to come out to be a problem. I knew it before
yeah.
They said that. I knew it was going to happen. I knew it.
But stupid, right? Like, I'm like, does anybody else think this is stupid? What's this building to a fucking indie match that like 100 people or 10 people are gonna see?
I'm gonna say that this might be a reach. This is
a big reach.
Trying to get Tony's attention to put him on their show. And in all honesty, you didn't need it because you have people in the business who would have put you in it.
Eddie Kingston.
Yeah. Eddie Kingston, Homicide, who has some kind of connection with them.
Homicide was there.
there's
you have more friends, obviously, but it's just like, and these guys are talented. I've seen them this past year, and I like them a lot. Just that they're getting mad over something so stupid.
And
by the time we're doing this, it's all dead. Nobody said a word.
Exactly.
What's everybody saying?
No. It's whatever. Stephen Bonner has passed away this past year. Stephen Bonner, the UFC competitor who had opened a door for the company in itself. He's one of these competitors who were hardcore, big body, knock them down kind of guys. Crazy that you will see him who actually connected with the wrestling universe as well. He has been part of the underground blood sport world and even competed in MLW and such. Stephen Bonner passed away this past week at 45 years old, and our condolences goes out to him, his family, and such. The only thing that I can say that ties into this is basically that for guys like him who appreciated what professional wrestling is, that he's done great things to excel and promote the business, because a lot of people never would believe that a company's legit, and he made it look legit.
Nothing else to add, really.
Why?
you basically took you said everything I wanted to say.
Oh,
what you said was perfect.
Oh, you're such a fucking sweetheart. Thank you.
What up, Henry?
Oh shit. Dragon Lee. Wow. What? I know you got this. This you got. Dragon Lee signing to WWE.
More importantly, NXT.
Really?
WWE has been looking for their next Rey Mysterio, and they may have found it in Dragon Lee. The brother of AJ Lee, Keith Lee, and
go on, sir. And Bruce Lee.
So at the AAA show, don't ask me what the fucking name of the show was. Him and his cousin Joe used to go, the original Sin Cara, beat FTR for the AAA tag team titles, and immediately after the match, he cut a promo saying, "I'm signing with WWE next year," and dropped the belts, which is funny on its fucking self. But he revealed that he'd be starting in NXT early 2023. He said. So
you know what kills me about this is that you gave him the belt on your show.
Yeah, and he dropped it.
And then he dropped it.
Well, probably they knew in a month in advance that he was going to sign.
Okay, so Conan is the one that basically runs that promotion.
Henry, he's going to be say that word, Safacon.
Yeah, I'm Spanish.
Sure.
I'm Spanish, and I'm like, okay. But at the same time, Conan would know the wrestling mindset to do it. For us, we would, like me, I was like, how would you give the belt to him? Zafacon.
I don't know. Conan's weird. But as far as like
El Zafacon.
As far as what led to this decision, he didn't contemplate going with New Japan, but the relationship with CMLL, which is still the weirdest thing in wrestling, which is the relationship against CMLL and AAA. I don't get it. It's like two little children fucking fighting each other.
I think he really,
but realistically, he can't go to Japan, or it's not going to work out with him and his family. And then, in regards with AEW, they seem to have an interest in him, but he really, I think more of Andrade and Rush told them, nah, we're not happy here, so you're not going to be happy.
Yeah, you might as well make a move.
It's better to go to WWE. You're gonna make your money and make a better impact.
Nah, you might be right about that.
Yeah, definitely. Rush definitely said something. They're related.
Yeah,
because remember the last time he was on AEW television, they ripped off his mask, and that was never followed up on, and not even teased as an angle.
No, you might be right.
But
Don West passes away.
I didn't realize I was done.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
My bad. You should have told me.
I gotta do the signals. Don West passes away.
This was sad.
You would know. I know Don West as well. I remember Don West being a voice for like those QVCs, and you would like those.
I think I saw one video where he was trying to sell baseball cards, and the baseball cards fell on the floor. He goes, "Oh my god, hold on! I'm picking up this, and I'm picking up that." Like he wouldn't stop.
And he was the voice for like in my time zone, like 3 o'clock in the morning. It was like, "You'll never know what it is to get a Bobby Bonds right now. Mm-hmm. You'll never get it." Yeah. Then to find out that he went to TNA.
Yeah.
I laughed at it. I was like, why? Because it's going to scream. But he gravitated to that job. But your genre,
growing up watching wrestling and mid 2005 turning into TNA and hearing him just go like, "Oh my god, the phenomenal one, AJ Styles, the Fallen Angel, Sanjay." Like he had a recognizable voice. Him and Mike Tenay are my top 5 favorite commentators. Definitely top 5 because they worked very well together. And Don West, man, he can sell you shit and you want to buy it. The brown bag specials at the live events reportedly did more business than ever when he was doing it. And like people would honestly buy it just because Don West was a great salesman.
It's funny because I was raised in a generation of the Mean Gene Okerlunds and the Jesse Venturas and the Bobby Heenans. You guys had Don West. Mm-hmm. It's a good look, man. Like I said that many years that I wish I would be able to have that kind of voice that resonates to the audience, and Don West did it for you guys for that generation. And
Pat McAfee reminds me a lot of him.
Yeah, I say that because he's a fan.
Yeah,
and I have to say that congratulations to his career and his life, because I hate to do the postmodern kind of because he died kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But for what he did for wrestling, especially for you guys, your generation and wrestling fans, big shout out and big love, and
he will be remembered.
And condolences to the family and such, and to the fan base. It's a crazy, sad thing that we have to deal with. Oh, back to the highlight again. AJ Styles got injured. That's crazy.
For like the first time ever in his career.
That's the way I looked at it.
He was never injured in Ring of Honor, New Japan, TNA. This guy has been solid for over 20 years at this point. Gets hurt just going outside the ring.
I mean,
he rolled his ankle.
Have you ever?
Did he roll his ankle? Let me clarify, please.
Huh?
Correct me in the chat what his injury was.
Yeah, he broke his ankle doing it. He broke it.
So he's out of Mania.
I'm an ankle guy because I play sports. Mm-hmm. You know, I have my moments in the year.
Show off your football jersey.
I mean, I have scored 4 touchdowns in one game with my.
But I heard that one before.
But to break your ankle, that's big. That's something. And usually,
for a guy like him, who was really like, let's think of all the shit he's done over the years, and this is what caused the injury.
Right. At a live show.
That crazy bump he took off the Ultimate X. No. Any insane bumps he took in TNA. No. Getting thrown outside the ring, just rolling your fucking ankle and breaking it.
And
this kills the OC.
Done at the live show? I don't think so.
They're done. I don't give a shit about Carl Anderson.
Why would you say that?
I don't give a shit about Gallows and Anderson without AJ Styles.
Because we still have 2 tag titles stuck on one team. At least let's split the titles.
When? Until Mania.
Well, we're not seeing that, which we'll get to later on, but
is there a developing story?
Could be.
Okay.
Could be. I mean, let's not just hold it off to that.
Okay.
Alrighty. I'm multitasking, people. Oh my goodness gracious.
CMLL have issues with Andrade, Rush, and Dragley because of some business issues. Yeah, children. Next.
Is that what it is?
The children. Not them 3. Fuck.
But what it is, though?
I don't know. Petty shit in Mexico.
But you know who's
the fucking cartels are involved.
But you know who's the head for that, right?
Who?
Conan.
Well, AAA, yeah.
Yeah.
Who was CMLL?
So I'm like,
Microman?
Which, by the way,
he's about to get his ass kicked by Enzo.
Oh my god.
That's a sidebar.
I'm not a real fan of this nonsense. I'm really not a fan of this.
The mask goes.
I'm not a real fan of this. So let's lead up to
that's not the story.
No. Jesus. Max Caster and the Acclaim opened up some weird doors talking about Jeff Jarrett and Karen Jarrett, Kurt Angle, and Jeff Jarrett didn't take any oblige to this.
In the words of my 3-year-old nephew, they didn't yike
it. So what you get? So let me hear your story about this.
We can work on 2 different angles of this. So Jarrett obviously is working because he works for AEW as director of live events. What live events? We'll see. But yeah, Jeff Jarrett's still fucking wrestling.
Exactly.
But in the lead up to their tag team title match, Max Caster cut a promo saying, I forget the line exactly, but he mentioned Karen's ex-husband, Kurt Angle. And then it just opened up the whole can of worms where Karen went on Twitter and was annoyed that Max Caster had to use her name or the whole situation in his rap. And then Kurt Angle responded with, thanks for using my name to get over, kid, type thing. And then Karen got mad and said, don't you fucking open your mouth. I know all about your history. 24 years of bullshit. Hashtag Dawn Marie. Hashtag Kelly Kelly.
Yikes.
Yeah. And then then Kelly responded with, yeah, no, we were just coworkers. Thank you, though. That's it.
Yeah.
Dawn Marie's like a nurse now. She had no comment. So I just want to mention she is a nurse now. She is married to Simon Diamond, I believe.
So why is this not just
an angle?
An angle, yeah.
No.
Why do we have to make it more than what it is?
Because I think for all these years they've had enough.
Right.
Because then Jarrett went on his podcast and said that, when they came to TNA, there are already splits. They were divorced at that point. They weren't together. Me and Karen started going out, and then Dixie knew what the situation was, but didn't handle it right. And he just went off. He went off on everybody. He said, people can make fun of me for the Global Force Gold, or GFW, all that bullshit, but leave my wife, basically pulled to Will Smith, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
That's exactly what it was. That's exactly, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Sorry.
Oh, whatever, you fucking dickheads. Shit.
You want me to mention?
No, I got it. AEW is not happy with Dax Harwood's podcast.
Speaking of opening up a can of fucking worms, the fucker started a podcast and his first episode was like basically my best friend CM Punk. I wasn't there, but my friend Punk called me later that night and told me, "Don't worry about it. I'm good."
Well, let's get to the.
He gave me $100 Starbucks gift card.
I give it to him.
I think all four of them should work out their differences. No, dummy. And now with those comments, he has heat.
I give it to him where I said that.
What? Standing up for what you believe in?
No, I give it to him because they wanted to. Well, is it that Conrad's his podcast umbrella, isn't it?
No, I thought just he did it on his own.
No,
I don't know. I know.
That's under podcast. Conrad's fucking umbrella. That's their shit. They just lost Regals, so they wanted somebody. And he said,
I mentioned this to you before. I think Kurt is no longer affiliated with him.
Did you hear the episode?
I heard this. I listened to his comments.
The thing,
I think it's just, to me, very tone deaf for what the current situation is, because it's obviously this man is not coming back, but this man sounded basically not defending, but more just like showing what he saw of CM Punk.
Right.
Like I mentioned,
but the other thing too is
he gave like him and the other.
But the other thing too with this podcast, he's like, I'm not the kind of guy to break kayfabe. I want, because when you heard him on the podcast,
right,
when there were certain topics, he was sitting there and go, I don't really want to say, because he's the kind of guy that doesn't want to embellish on what goes on the back.
Meanwhile, he's trying to negotiate a new deal with someone.
But he's never mentioned it, though.
No, I know, but
right.
If we are to believe him, and
the only
Cash's
thing that he
deal are
wanted
ups.
to tell about the CM Punk thing was that Punk had a love for wrestling again because of the promotion.
Right.
So I
even claimed that Punk didn't want to win the belt.
So do you think? Because I'm seeing in social media scribes that there's talks of CM Punk coming back to AEW.
Very doubt.
Do you see it?
No. I don't see it at all. I don't see them four working anything out.
Interesting.
Can't wait to be proven wrong.
Yeah, me. I'm the same as well. I'm one of those that if you
at this point with the last year, anything could fucking happen.
I'm one of those that says that if you say that there's a possibility, I'll co-side with it. Mm-hmm. But I'm also the side of like, you really have to show and prove for that. Mm-hmm. You have to show that. And with Punk, yeah, that's definitely that way.
Mm-hmm.
Biff Busick. Do you know who Biff Busick is?
Oni
Loken is making his return to wrestling. Matter of fact,
well, WWE.
I mean to WWE. But he's
now a co-trainer.
Yeah. Good for him.
Yeah, he was there fucking long enough. He could be a trainer.
Good for him.
He did say that his career is not stopped. It's not over, but it's on hold.
Right.
Good for him though.
For that to be said, I'm like,
it fits,
especially for him.
Mm-hmm.
Get that money
for a guy that was in that development assistant for so many years. He understands it. He probably knows what WWE wants and can help the newer guys work in the ring.
Like I said,
perfect spot for him.
Get that money, fam.
Yep.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
I'm upset with the masses, but I'm also upset with the individual. Dana White and his wife, and I only say this because Dana White has been tied to wrestling forever. Dana White and his wife had an altercation that occurred at a club.
Mm-hmm.
And
I've seen the video.
Yes. And
very shocking.
He and his wife had an altercation. The wife slaps him and he slaps her back.
As soon as I saw that video, I looked on the TV. He's promoting a slap fighting show. So I'm like, uh-oh, bad timing.
What's this?
Slap fighting championship. Oh, fuck me.
Right.
First round.
For me, I have to say that.
So can you go into more detail? Like, what was the main thing about it?
You don't know. You don't know the real issue for it.
Oh, it was just a video showing him smacking his wife?
Right. From what you could perceive to what it was, it could have just been like, babe, you're drunk right now.
Knock it off.
You knock it off. And she got stupid and slapped. And he was like, fuck that, I slapped your ass back. And I'm gonna be honest with you people. I would have done the same shit. Fuck that. Slap your ass. Fuck that. But you know what's crazy? I'm not a fucking celebrity. That's the difference. I'm not a celebrity. You're being fucking videoed by everybody. You know what pissed me off was that his wife didn't sit there and go, I deserved it. She gonna eat it. She's gonna eat it. So,
yeah.
Kapow. Money in the bank. Shorty, what you drinking? We got money in the bank. Shorty, what you drinking? Money in the Bank is going to be in London.
In the O2 Arena.
That is great. I love that. I'm a big fan of this shit.
I mean, the success of Clash of the Castle should lead to this. Obviously, it should have led to this.
I've always been a big fan of the
UK shows.
UK shows anyway. Yeah. I'm a big fan of that.
I'm assuming the show is probably going to air start at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, which is fine. No, let's be real too. The Clash of the Castle was great, honestly. But because I'm thinking if they tape it and then play it later, that's going to probably be that's going to be the issue where people going to spoil things hours ahead of us in America watching it.
Is what is it? I believe is
many hours different.
I think it's 5 hours ahead.
Yeah, I mean, enough when they do Raw and SmackDown, we get the results
right
after they do it.
Right. So I think it's okay for us in the States to get it at 12.
Yeah, and then by 4 we're good.
Yeah,
and the rest of the night for us.
I think it's fine, but for me, when I heard this, I was like, yes, well deserved that they should get the Money in the Bank.
And let me add this. I thought an end to the gimmick pay-per-views was going to be one of these, and we might get this at Mania, but it does make sense to have Money in the Bank as a standalone pay-per-view.
Right.
Because now it's one of the major, it's a major 5 pay-per-view for them.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah,
makes sense.
I'm a big fan of this, and I know these guys are going to turn it up for us. Big things for that. Big things.
Don't ask us who's winning.
And on my end, I put this on because of what recently occurred in the NFL this past week.
It was scary.
Lamar Hamlin had a horrific incident that occurred during their game. And
which didn't look that bad.
When you saw it.
Yeah.
And it instantly reminded me of 2 things. The first thing was, you wouldn't know about it because you probably weren't born. Hank Gathers,
no.
In the college game where he passed out and he died because they didn't have the necessary equipment for him to resuscitate.
Have like a respirator or anything?
The AD, they didn't have that. But they didn't know about this. They didn't know about it. And the second one that it reminded me of was Jerry Lawler with Ziggler.
We basically died on Raw.
Right. And both instances are the same because it's not about health. What it is, it's about impact. With Lawler, remember, Dolph Ziggler was doing the elbow drops on him.
Yeah.
He did 10 of them, and that's what stopped his heart.
Yeah.
And with Hamlin, it was the same.
Mm-hmm.
I was reminiscing about it because of both situations, and I give big shout outs and kudos to the medical team that was around, especially for the Jerry Lauder incident, because they weren't aware of what it was, and they were able to resuscitate him and
bring him back.
And he said that himself. He said, "I died. I was dead. I was gone." With Hamlin, he was dead twice.
They only took the tube out Thursday and Friday, and he was talking. It's
beautiful because of the sense of situation. And I bring this to my my thought process of the correlation between wrestling and football, NFL, is because they both work on contracts, regardless of what people say. You'll always say that wrestlers are independent contractors, but they're not treated that way. They're not.
Hell no.
They're not on the same basis. But with that being said, with professional wrestlers, they always know how to look out for each other. And my love for football, because I've been a football fan before I was the only thing that shadowed it before that was wrestling. I was a wrestling fan before sports, but NFL and football came right after it. I always believe that those guys should look out for each other as well. When you're in the ring with a wrestler, you look out for them. You protect them because they have to make money like you make money. I think the days have gone past where once you're under contract, you don't give a fuck. And it sucks that it's like that way. For me, for the masses of wrestling right now, protecting your opponent or the person you're in the ring with makes more sense than anything. And I would like to believe that that occurs in all sports, but it's not. It's not. Especially with the NFL. The NFL has the highest rate of injuries than any other sport. Highest rate of casualties and lifespan in careers. And I'll share this probably later on in another episode, but I just wanted to share the correlation between wrestling and football, where I will, in my dream world, is that with football, you would want to protect the person that you are playing against. But you don't have to give the high hard hit.
Yeah.
You know how to hit somebody. You know how to play against somebody. You know that you don't have to do that extra hit or that extra tackle on somebody. But with them, that's how they're taught, and that's how the game is. And it's unfortunate that we have to deal with that in this day. And it doesn't really correlate with Hamlin's injury or his situation, because what happened with him is different.
Yeah.
But with any injuries that occur, I'm more inclined to say that step your game up where you can protect the other guy.
Right.
With that, we got Mike's Corner. You gotta look at what you got. What else you got left?
I got a couple of things.
Okay.
Fresh from getting out of jail, Dominic got engaged.
Congratulations, sir.
Good for him. Young kid about to start a new life.
Oh, everybody was going, oh, I think that Rhea Ripley's going to be upset about that.
Marks. She's fine. I also have Rebby Sky slammed for gothic baby TikToks. Have you been seeing this on her social media?
No.
She shares TikToks of like her youngest child in like a goth style bedroom with a crib. Everything's like all blacked out, and people will start slamming her for exploiting her baby. Just be like, oh, like you're only following the Wednesday fad or bullshit.
Whatever. In any case, I don't care. Anyway.
WWE drops trademark lawsuit against Ryback, so Ryback can officially use his WWE name.
And breaking news. No one's going to book him anywhere.
We'll see. Like I said, a lot of things happened the fucking past years.
No one's booking him. He's burned bridges. No one's booked. He had the opportunity to go under another name, and he didn't.
He fought for this one.
Whatever.
Yeah.
He's the modern day Ultimate Warrior.
That's scary.
Yeah, exactly.
Triple H lifts no indie scouting decree, so officially starting now, indie talent are now being scouted out again.
Good.
Yep. So expect a lot of your top indie.
I think on the low
guys like Jordan Oliver, Blake Christian will definitely be picked up.
I think on the low key it was done anyway, so I don't see that
it's just that now it's been official. It's now official.
Whatever decree was there, it's already been done. All right.
And lastly not least, but a lot of the NXT UK talent are still dealing with visa issues. Talent such as Blair Davenport, all members of Gallus, Dewdrop. If you notice they haven't been on TV, that's because they are stuck overseas dealing with visa working issues.
Right.
And WWE is hopefully working to resolve them soon.
Yeah. And then that will lead us to the the main event this week will be that I've changed my underwear. I've been rocking the same underwear for what?
No.
What?
No.
What is it? I've been wearing the same underwear for 3 weeks. I changed it last week because it got a little bit stinky.
You got a stain?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little one?
Small.
Was it named Teddy Hart?
No.
Was it as big as him?
That's a big stain. I had more of a
Ric Flair?
indie promoter, enter name here kind of promotion. Kind of stain.
That doesn't pay the boys?
No, that kind of thing. No.
Oofa.
What's the main event?
You tell me.
Vince McMahon has made a comeback. What? Are we walking away?
I wanna.
Why?
Fuck him.
You dropped the headphones for this?
Yes. Protest.
Vince McMahon has done a business move to where he has definitely said that
Fuck you.
I'm gonna come back regardless of what you guys believe. And the reason why I'm coming back is to sell the company. He done muscled his way in. He done got 3 people fired. Well,
great.
Not fired. Company wise, excused.
Taken off the board.
Excused. Brought in his peoples, and
which one of them I think is a former lawyer.
Right. I'm not gonna go too much in depth about this because
We're still learning.
I'm gonna share it because there's a lot to be talked about it because there's more stories. I'm gonna probably do it for a cutting a promo. But for this, I'm gonna say I'm not that much worried about it. But I want to hear your thoughts about this.
This is only the beginning of this evil fucking maniac trying to take back what was his. He couldn't stay away. He had to come straight back. This fucker's like, oh, I received bad advice. I wonder who gave you bad advice. And he said, oh, if I waited around, it was just going to blow over.
Right.
No, it wasn't. As long as your fucking old ass stayed there, kept jumping off steel steps and making an ass out of yourself on TV, more stories were going to break. More stories were going to break until they told you go away. And you coming back just spits in the face of what Triple H has been doing and your daughter has been doing. Like, I understand, like, you are still the owner of this company and you can choose who you want to sell to, but it's like, it's just going to be, it's just going to be like that fucking annoying guy that's by Gorilla, by Triple H, like, oh, you should do this, pal, or I'd be doing that, or why are you doing this? Like, that's what's going to start happening. And I just love the reports of, oh, the roster was pissed. It's like, I'd love to see, like, the amount of people, and I know who those people are. Those are the people that got fired by him, that just came back. They're like, oh my God, here we go. We're about to get fired again. Like, what the fuck?
I'm more of the premise to where, yes, I know that Vince will sit there and put his 2 cents into certain shit.
Right.
But I'm more on the optimistic to where he's on the sale. What's your thoughts about the sale prospect of that?
I don't know. Honestly, I need to know more because with who's interested in it, because I saw a lot of names on.
No,
social
but I'm
media.
saying no, not that. But if he came in just for the sale, is that a good for it?
That's fine because, like I said, he's the owner. He has the final decision on that. I mean, him and Nick Khan, the last few years were making sure the budget was right to be sold.
Right.
That's why all the budget cuts. That's why they did them in the first place, was to make money or save money in their eyes for a potential suitor.
Yeah, I don't think that people are upset in the business to him come to rattle the creative.
That's what the fear is.
Yeah, that's what my thought was. Is like, I don't need him to come back for that shit.
That's the problem.
If he's coming back to sell the company, I don't care. I really don't care.
As long as he doesn't interfere with, like, Raw or SmackDown, what the fuck the future. Developing talent was not his fucking thing.
There's only one thing that I would care about when it comes to this, is that sell it to
The right person, the right people.
sell it to our people, meaning our statewide people.
I know where you're going with
Don't sell it to the Saudis. Don't do that. Do what you can to keep it in house. And the plus is that, which was told by many of the talent, was
Oh, you have the quote?
yeah. Give me a sec. Because I was going to save it for
It was something to the effect of, like, no worries, everything's still the same, with everything's how it's gonna be. Blah blah blah.
Early today, after the this year's we revealed that the day-to-day will not be changing, and with the return of Vince, it's not noted that the sale could be a huge positive, but they would be looking to a potential sale offers before negotiating with the fees. And then we get a basic rundown, which is the potential sales could be to Comcast, NBC Universal, which is where the Peacock is at now. We have Fox, where SmackDown is at. Disney's another potential. Warner Brothers, which is Discovery. Netflix, Amazon, Endeavor, Liberty Media, and the Saudis. I think I'll go more in depth later on with the cutting a promo of my thoughts about it. But for what I see, what it is right now, as long as he doesn't fuck with what's going on with the day-to-days, that's it. Just let it go.
Can we actually see a Royal Rumble booked by Triple H?
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's like the timing is horrible too. It's like the first week of the year and you couldn't help yourself.
No, I think
It just seems so calculated.
It's always going to be calculated with him.
Yeah.
But
That's the problem. It's him.
But there's also, although
He's like a fucking water bug that doesn't want to die.
Although he has a power of majority of certain things,
Right.
it's there.
Yeah.
It's okay to see how this transpires. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. But I'm not that worried about him interfering and creative. Let the creative flow and let everything. If it's all about selling, let it be a sell process. Let it be about the higher business aspect. We're good with that. That's what everybody got shook about it. The big thing about it is that people are going, oh, you know, it's a great thing is that fucking Tony Khan buys it. It's like, no, stupid. And I'll discuss that on the next episode. But other than that, guys, when we come back, we have Around the Square Circle, much to talk about and much to be a part. And thank you guys who are watching and being a part of the live stream and much more. So don't go away. We'll have much to talk about. See you guys in a sec. My peoples, it is that time of year. The 2022 Tabby Awards coming your way here on Turnbuckle Tabloid. That's right, my friends. This is the time of year where we look back at the year of wrestling and we look at the highs, we look at the lows, we look at the lowest of lows, from the greatest to the worst to the more impactful of what happened this past year of wrestling. So check out Turnbuckle Tabloid presents The Tabbies. Coming to you soon here on Turnbuckle Tabloid. Don't miss it.
All right, what's up, everybody? This is a smooth superhero, Mantequilla, and you're listening to the Turnbuckle Tabloid. Good? One more time?
Nah, we good.
Okay.
Turnbuckle Tabloid presents Around the Square Circle. What we watch, what we listen to, what we're a part of this week's wrestling. Around the Square Circle. Just gotta listen to some strumming. Ooh-wee. Playing that guitar like you're playing a woman. What a way to open up Around the Square Circle. Guys didn't know I was eclectic. I love different types of music. My love for music it stretches from R&B to hip hop to rock, except for polka. Will not listen to polka music. I don't care what you say and how you put it. I am not listening to polka music. That is just torture. Torture on the ears, people. Torture on the ears. Around the Square Circle. Gonna discuss what we watched, what we partook in, what we listened to this past week in wrestling. This segment, like I was explaining to you guys before, we're not gonna go too in depth with match by match. I'm basically compressing every show we watch, squeeze it together. I don't want to expand on it too much because, like I said, it's just show gets way too long and way too long-winded. Don't want to do that to you guys anymore, so we're just gonna knock it down and give overviews of each show. So, what we listened to this past week, gonna go into, I watched the 2 documentaries they had on Peacock. One was the Ric Flair documentary, and the other was a Teddy Hart. The Ric Flair documentary, honestly, many of the stuff on that show you knew about, you heard about. If you're a wrestling fan, if you're a Ric Flair fan, you know all this stuff already. You know about the plane crash story. You know about the story about his son. You know about the story of him having issues with WCW, with Hearn and stuff, and going to WWF and all that. It was pretty much cut and dry if you've ever heard it before. The only thing that was really interesting early on was the adoption story. I mean, I knew he was adopted, but I didn't know that he was part of this whole black market kind of scheme that occurred. So, and that he found family members, and he was like, I really don't give a shit about meeting them. Other than that, I gonna say that was pretty much known stuff to me. If you don't know it, it's actually a really well done documentary. The footage and the way that it's shot, the documentarian who did it actually did a really good job of it. But other than that, yeah, like I said, it was pretty good. And as for the Teddy Hart documentary, the docuseries that they had, this one bothered me. And this one bothered me because of the somewhat connection the show has with, or has had with, Teddy Hart. You are watching, while you're looking at this documentary, a man who has a lot of fucking problems. I mean, a lot of fucking problems. This guy is a narcissist. He's a megalomaniac. He, you could tell, has his moments of rage. You know that he's been abusive. He's definitely NPD. That's a narcissistic personality disorder. Definitely heavy. Look it up. The clinical definition of narcissistic personality disorder. This is a guy who definitely has that issue. Manipulative. He's an individual who flies by his own fucking lane. It bothered me because we've had him on the show twice, and first time we had him on, you just let the guy go, and you want to hear just him just rant because you can't believe the insanity that this guy is. It's manic. I hear it every night at work. This is a form of mania with him. And after that conversation, of course, there was a blowback and the backlash that occurred. Some fucking asshole merch from not come to find out that he's a right wing podcaster. And now I know why I couldn't stand the fuck. But I mean, I'm not left or right, but just that his views are like out of the fucking stratosphere. And in any case, he had issues with us on the show because we didn't take him to task about the disappearance of the so-called girlfriend of Teddy Hart. And I'm going to be honest with you. I read stories. I didn't take any credence or precedence to it because, you know, that's something that is, I'm trying to phrase it properly, where not that you didn't care, it's just like, okay, you know, stuff like this happens all the time. Like you hear these stories all the time. And rather than explain to me about the situation and let me know, hey, this guy that you had on your show is a real fucking asshole. This is what occurred. And I would have been like, oh, okay. And I would have most likely took it to task. No, you proceeded to go off on your show and bash Turnbuckle Tabloid, and we just had a back and forth volley, whatever. Any case. Now after watching the docuseries and seeing how much of a manipulative individual Teddy Hart is, and seeing his relationship with the woman, and once he used her to what he believed would have been possibility of, you know, maybe making her a star, getting her into MMA, getting her into wrestling and such, and then realizing that the investment was going to be more than it would be to put in, which he wasn't putting in the money anyway. It was a friend of a quote, so-called friend of his who was doing it. He just used every ounce of her, his friends, the people around him, his ex-wife, his ex-girlfriend. He used all of them to get money, positioning, sense of power. The guy is a fucking asshole. Like, legit. I mean, seriously, legit asshole. The second time we had him on the show, there was a feeling of concern for him, because this dude, and this is something I would do with anybody, especially you know, with the line of work that I do. You express concern because you would be, I guess, guilt-ridden if you found out that something happened to this kid and you didn't fucking talk to him beforehand. And that's what we did on the second conversation with him. Have a conversation. But after watching the documentary, he knows what the fuck he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows he was manipulating the documentarian. He was manipulating the environment that he was in. Every aspect of motions that he done, it's almost like his wrestling, that he can choreograph his next move, his next chain, and if he wanted to go off script, he will go off script, and that's exactly what he's doing in his life. And I greatly feel that this man deserves the worst that can happen to him. Do I think that he knows what happened to the girl? I think so. Do I think he killed her? I don't know. Or was he part of it? I don't know. But I do know that he has some inkling or some idea of what happened to her, because I really genuinely feel that when you hear his take on what occurred, he's being vague about the whole relationship. Yeah, I genuinely believe that this fucking guy deserves all the negative fucking energy that life and karma could bring to him. Honestly. The fucking dirtbag. What we listened to this past week, we listened to Kevin Nash on the Click This podcast. Nash had remember, it's been 2 weeks since we spoke. Today, he talked about today's production in wrestling, how it could be shot differently. And as a matter of fact, he had a pretty good idea of taking the elements of Lucha Underground and mixing it a little bit more with reality TV that could be interesting when it comes to wrestling these days. I thought it was fascinating what he was talking about. And also he had his year-end awards himself. They had their year-end awards. So that was pretty funny. Cornette this week discusses, if the opportunity was available, would Heyman be able to save AEW? Interesting. His thoughts on Miro, and he had no idea what fuckboys were. I mean, I get that. Not many people do. 83 Weeks with Eric Bischoff. He discussed amongst numerous things about AEW, but also he discussed his thoughts about the firing of Sean Waltman during that time. They brought that up again. FTR with with Dax Harwood. I listen to this podcast, and like I said, I'm not really a big fan of listening to wrestlers who are still in the business, who are still working on a podcast. But I wanted to listen to Dax's because I know how much of a wrestling enthusiast he is and how much he loves the business. I wanted to hear how he would dance around certain topics, and you heard how frustrating it was for him because he really couldn't discuss what he wanted to discuss or how to discuss it because he's still in the business. He's like, oh man, I'm going to be pulling back the curtain a little bit here. But his portrayal of what happened with CM Punk during his time in AEW, his thoughts, his relationship, how it grew with Punk, and the sense of growth that happened with Punk, with coming back to wrestling in his eyes was very telling. And it was good to hear a guy like Dax have that conversation on the podcast. It was actually it was really good. It was for his first time out. I thought he did a spot on job. OSW did the WCW Nitro Christmas episode. Okay, that was special. And Wrestling Bios looked at the Amiga's WWF European Tour video game. Can you imagine? Oh, like really? Oh, and they Wrestling Bios also did The Many Lies of Hulk Hogan. I saw this week. It was fucking hilarious. And finally, for what we watched, Wrestle Kingdom was this past week. And for those who were able to be up at 2:00 in the morning, I have a job, so I was working, watching this thing. If you were able to be up at 2:00 in the morning or were able to catch it later on in your open free time that you would have during the day, my opinion, I thought it was good. Wasn't one of the best Wrestle Kingdoms that I've seen, but for the build up and what they had going on, I actually thought the smartest thing that they did subtly and not make it a big issue, but I think the fans recognized it. What there was actually 4 promotions in one event at one time. Carl Anderson representing WWE, Kenny Omega with AEW. You had Kairi Sane representing Stardom, and you had New Japan himself. If you want to, yeah, like Rev Pro or something like that. That's, if you want to say with the British guys, it's okay. But even still, it's the big top companies came together and for one night only, ladies and gentlemen. One night only. I know people are riding the train where the Mercedes Mone debut put it over the top. I'm still not buying it. I'm more with the idea of the different companies coming together. Also, the fact that the buildup for Ospreay Omega was the marquee sell for the pay-per-view, especially after that last exchange during the press conference that they had. I think Ospreay really helped to sell the match. I think the loyalists of the AEW fans bought into it as well. And it's not to take anything away from her, but state-wise, I don't see many WWE fans staying up that late to watch it. I don't see it happening. And a lot of the fans, as you can see because of the key demo, right? They're children. So no kids are going to be watching that. I might be wrong. It's whatever. And shout out to her. I finally was able to piece together what her hair was. She was actually fire. And if I'm mistaken, she could be a phoenix rising from the ashes, if that's the way the look is. I just thought the presentation was fine. I thought it was a good look for her. The finishing move she tried to do on Kairi Sane looked like shit. It's too confusing for me. It's keep it simple. You could have just hit the bank statement and just walked away. Keep it simple. But I don't know. It's I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how it grows. They are saying that her presence has sold out New Japan Strong, or close to sold New Japan Strong in California, and I could see that. That I could see. That I can understand that happening. But as for everything else, no. That the Carl Anderson Tama Tonga match I thought was good. I can see why WWE wants Tonga. They have him on the radar. Even the opening match, Leo Rush and Yo in the tag match was actually pretty fun too. Leo Rush getting bloodied early on made it for a compelling story where he could hardly see during the match because of the blood in his eye. I thought that was cool. Carl Anderson, like I said, represented well that day. He showed why he was so over in Japan. The match I was most disappointed in was the FTR match. They dropped their New Japan tag titles. And the reason why is because A, I knew they were going to lose because they're losing every belt these days. And B, I didn't think, and it wasn't to say that it wasn't a good match. It was, but you've seen better from them. Maybe it's because who they were with, maybe it's because I was fucking tired, but no, I got to see it fully. And yeah, I like I said, I've seen better matches from them. This wasn't one of their greatest, but still a good match nonetheless. The Okada Jay White match was good as well, but I think it didn't exceed to where we thought it would be. It's because I believe the Omega and Ospreay match took a lot away from it. And with that, I mean by I thought it was a really good match, spectacular match, say the least. I thought it was spectacular. I thought that both these men were laying them shits in, hitting the guardrails, table spots, strikes. It looked like a fight. But also on the flip side of that is, once again, we're taking it away from what could be considered a real fight because they fucking kicked out of everything. And, if you would just wrestle and then build to finish, you were doing spot finishers where you were 10 minutes in the match, where you could have done other moves or holds or strikes to build to that sell. And if you want to do, finisher behind finisher, counter to counter, blah, 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 do that in the last 5 minutes of the match. You already had sold the match way too much early on with all you did. And now when you look at the next match, it's like, for the big prize, I think they really dropped the ball with that. But other than that, I thought it was a spectacular match. I had a really fun time watching it. I thought it was fun, and I really thought for some time period that Ospreay was going to pull it off. But of course, Kenny's going to win the belt and bring it back to the States so he can show it off on American TV again. That title could be on American TV again. By the way, Zack Sabre Jr., I love the dude. I love his wrestling. I love the fact that TMDK have invited him in to be part of the crew. I think it fits well, but Jesus Christ, that TV titles, that belt is atrocious. That is just, what an abomination that belt is. Oof. Yikes. So, other than that, let's get into what we watched this week in wrestling. Gonna go into Raw. The week before we didn't get to cover really because I wasn't on, but but they did a recap show of 2022, and I love how people were bashing the fact that that show beat Dynamite, but yet AEW still had to say we wanted the key demos. I don't know how. I guess it's just win's a win, right? This past week on Raw, we're still seeing the carnage by the Bloodline. They're coming into Raw, invading, putting in the work. Although there is start that again. Although there is a brand split, I am okay with the fact of instances like this where they invading. It's a sense of cross promoting, which I'm okay. It's fine. That's what should be done. But you also get your key essential individuals that are on said show. Like you'll know that Gunther is on SmackDown. You know that Kevin Owens is on Raw. But if they have to go from one show to another, and so be it. We gotta get the synergy going. Got to get the ratings up, and we gotta have some kind of flow because we can't constantly believe that one show doesn't exist without the other. It's it's the company, people. It's the company. We then get the unfortunate injuries that we have heard about these past weeks. We heard about AJ Styles suffering a broken ankle during his match on a live event. And we then see at the end of Raw this week, we get another tragic injury with Seth Rollins, who's going to be out with a knee injury. In both cases, we're not sure how long they're going to be out for. We're hoping to see both of them back by Mania. So let's cross our fingers on that. But with the Rollins and Austin Theory match, which led to Rollins being injured, I thought it was a really spot on match. I really think that Rollins brings out the best in Theory, and I think Theory also brings out the best in Rollins. These are two men that I could see work together for some time. I could only imagine either being cohorts or opposition. I'm really pleased to see that these two guys could put on spot on matches. Other things on Raw that's happening, the Alexa Bliss and Bianca Belair angle. I'm hoping that this Alexa Bliss, Uncle Howdy kind of thing is done with. I saw that someone appeared with a mask and it pushed her to the heel side, which I think a heel Bliss is a better Bliss. That's just me. I don't think that Uncle Howdy thing is necessary, but I'm just hoping that it could be done with at this time, but I don't think it is. Is this going to lead to bringing out the better in Bianca, who got injured herself this past week? I think so. I think this is a strong build for said matchup, and I also think that the women's division needs that boost to happen again on Raw. There needs to be something that pushes up the card a little bit more on the women's side. They're basically just riding off the backs of Bianca, Becky when she makes her sporadic returns, Alexa, and Bayley with Damage Control. But we didn't see them this past week, and I'm hoping that with the return of Asuka as well, possibly around Rumble time, we could be able to see something from the women's division that helps to elevate it a little bit more. I'm also enjoying the Easter eggs that we're getting on wrestling these days, especially for like Raw and SmackDown, what they're doing on Raw. We saw the little Easter egg of the possibility of the Hurt Business getting back together. I like that. We saw in the back where MVP was talking to Adam Pearce with Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander there. So I'm hoping that we could see that come together. I said basically what I'm doing on my 2K22 series anyway. I'm doing that as well, which by the way, I'm excited to see what they're going to do with 2K23. Yeah. So, other than that on Raw, to me this past week, it was okay. Nothing really stood out for me as except for what was happening with the Bloodline and the Kevin Owens thing and such. But other than that, it'll slide us into AEW Dynamite. I'm okay with what the Jericho Appreciation Society is doing with Ricky Starks. They're heels. They're supposed to have this this persona, this I need to hate you mentality. I'm okay with Ricky Starks fighting from the underneath spot. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the gang mentality going on with them. But once again, I'm just with this whole Jericho's a centerpiece. I remember I used to love you, dude. I used to love Jericho. What the fuck happened? Okay. Anything else that jumped out at me? The Moxley and Hangman Page thing. I thought it was hilarious that we got a hot mic somewhat and we catch Moxley saying fuck twice. Dude, like, come on, guy. Tony's trying to do his best to fucking get this over with networks, man, and you just fucking around dropping F-bombs and shit. Come on now, Jesus. The Gun Club mockery of FTR was, I guess, filler. I guess the MJF Bryan Danielson exchange after a fairly decent match with Tony Nese with Bryan Danielson. I was actually surprised that it actually went a little longer than it did, but the exchange went longer than it should have. I'm not pleased with how Bryan Danielson is calling MJF's mother a hoe. Like, what the fuck is that about? I don't know. What a weird exchange. Totally unnecessary. Any case, but other than that, I like the idea that MJF is making Bryan Danielson work for that title shot. And the flip side is the fact that, if he does make it to Revolution, that, it'll be an Iron Man match for the belt. I like that. That's a solid build up. I want to see how many, matches or what kind of matches they're going to throw to Bryan Danielson to get to that milestone. There, of course, one match in particular that I thought was really good this past week on Dynamite was the Swerve Strickland and AR Fox match. AR Fox has always been a thoroughbred. I've seen him live numerous times, and the kid always fucking gives it up, man. He's got a look. He could wrestle. There's certain techniques and certain spots that he does that's fucking impressive. There were two spots that impressed me. There's one, and I've seen him do it before, where he's on the outside of the ropes and the participant is on the inside, and he does a thing where he grabs them by the legs and pulls them down with his own legs. And then he flips over and gets him into a pin combination. I thought that was impressive. Then the crazy spot, which I'm like, why would you even take that, is the Death Valley driver onto the apron from from the top rope. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And it's the side apron, the strongest part of the ring, the hardest part. That's fucking insane. And finally, for me, the fantastic match this week as well was the Samoa Joe and Darby Allin match. I knew that they were going to give Darby the belt, but even still, you never know with this fucking company. But I have to say that it was a good showing for Darby in this match. Like I said, he bumped his ass off for Joe. Joe did a good job selling for him as well, and finally at the end putting it over for him was great. Great job on the side of both men for doing so. It was like I said, I think those belts are paperweights for Joe, and I really believe that when the time comes, he's not going to be there. He's leaving. He's going to go. Unless they offer him something big in Ring of Honor to do some booking or stuff there, or I don't know. But other than that, I think he'll be ready to go as well. That'll close out Dynamite, which will lead us into Friday Night SmackDown. I know a lot of people are like, well, what's the purpose of Roman? He's not wrestling so much. He basically has the Brock Lesnar treatment. And I'm like, no, he really doesn't. At least he's on the show. At least with this buildup of animosity and tension between he and Sammy now, it leads to something. I'm intrigued by that, and he's selling it well. And now with the Kevin Owens a build up for Royal Rumble, everybody's like, well, another one for Royal Rumble. Ooh. Guys, it's the first match was in 2017. The second one was in 2021, and now it's this year. Like, this is what build up is. And as Roman said, I want you to just go away. Just go away. And did you notice it was the stipulation is for the Universal title. It wasn't for the unification. It was for one belt. You heard it. The Universal title, which means we may see that belt finally be stripped away from Roman. Interesting. I believe, I've been saying it for the longest, if there is going to be a match between The Rock and Roman, there's no need for Roman to have the belts for it. It's not necessary. You could definitely put the belt, the WWE Championship on somebody else, and it'll just be a King of the Samoans, the Tribal Chief match, like that kind of thing. It's pretty cut and dry when you think about it. It's not that difficult to put together where the belts aren't necessary. I think in both instances, Sammy might be involved in it, and which will lead to something problematic down the line, in which Sammy may have to get kicked out of the tribe. And like I said, this is compelling storylines. I love it. I'm very much involved in this. This past week, we also saw, for the new year, we saw Charlotte return, and she was able to win for the 14th time the Women's Championship. They needed to do something for shock value. Every year they have to do something for shock value at the end of the year for the upcoming year to shake it up a little bit. Charlotte coming back, getting the win. She almost forgot that she was a face for this one. The way she snatched the belt. But I'm okay with it. I'm okay with this going on. I want to see how this stirs up the women's division over there. You got Ronda, you got Shayna. I love that Shayna Baszler is like, don't do it. You just had a match. And she's like, no. Ronda said, fuck it. And her arrogance led her to lose. I thought it was great. But also this week we had, for the tag titles, We have the Drew McIntyre and Sheamus versus the Usos in a solid match. I thought it was compelling, to say the least. And slowly but surely, we're seeing the Usos wear down themselves, and we could see that another thing is going to be where they're going to blame Sammy for it. I can see that going down as well. People are giving shit to Hit Row. Listen, make them heels. It's the easiest thing to do. They're fine to be heels. Why are we so upset with that? And when they were beaten down on Ricochet for Braun to come in and make the save, it puts over the fact that, yeah, they are fucking heels. Yes, let's do that. I didn't want them to come in as faces, and I want them to be more recognized as obnoxious. I'm trying to find the right words. I think maybe make them believe that they're megastars when they're not. I don't know. I think they could do. They could make them really brash and get them to heat like how Dominic got going on. Which, by the way, that fucking Dominic promo on Raw with him being in prison. Oh my god, fucking jokes. I love it. I fucking love it. And yeah. And by the way, like I said, I'm still a big fan of Legado del Fantasma. I really want to see that faction grow. Santos Escobar is a fucking star. They have to do more with this kid. So let's see what happens with that. Other than that, I'm not gonna fucking sit there and bullshit you and say that I watched Rampage, because I didn't. I'm not really caring about it. Don't really give a shit. So that's pretty much gonna wrap up on this end. Turnbuckle Tabloid. And I want to thank you guys for being a part of the show. As always, check out the social media outlets, check out the podcast outlets, as well as RageWorksNetwork.com and RageWorks.net, guys. And just to leave you guys with a tidbit of my thoughts and what's going on, the new year's here. Happy New Year to all you guys. I hope you guys have a tremendous upcoming year. I hope you guys are healthy, you get smarter, you get wiser, and you get more connected with those people around you that you love very, very much. After what I saw in sports this past week, it really tells you that life is precious and it could be taken away from you at any moment. But that being said, also with the people around you who are able to bring you life in the technical and the literally and figuratively, whatever form it is, embrace it, enjoy it, love it, make that a quintessential part of your progression in this new year, and just keep the negativity away from you and keep that positivity growing within you. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Got much to do. Love you guys. Check you guys later.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
Turnbuckle Tabloid.